The ruined keep is currently basking in sunlight for the first time in its history. Warmth and bright light splashing across the ancient walls, as a lizard sits basking in the heat, and hawks fly lazily overhead. Just a faint drizzle from clouds that pass overhead and the glimmer of a rainbow over the ocean show signs of rain. Meanwhile, deep in the jungle of the wildlands, the party stand in shadow and dappled sunlight. Black mist rises from the darkness, and a pit right next to them, from which hellhounds leapt to attack. On either side of them are rivulets of broiling lava, steam rising from red glowing rocks and sparks flying as the lava overflows, smoke rising from burned undergrowth. Flying 5 feet up in the air is the shadowy figure of a woman, hood pulled over her face and bright white pinpoints for eyes, staring directly at Alithia. Alithia had attempted to communicate with her, but only the mangled words of corruption came from the woman. Inan, Iso, Uesetak. Words that no one understood, and the hellhounds grabbed Horatia and Alithia with many black tentacles that flow from their backs. Horatia has just finished driving his sword through the skull of the one in front. The bone magic of the sword wreathed in bright red flames as he cleaved its head in two. And that is where we will pick up the session. So if you'd like to unmute yourselves.
We got a new follower, so thanks so much. Sorry, I just saw.
Yeah, that thunderclap was not one of our sound effects. That was the following.
That's amazing.
We need a thunderclap for followers.
That's what it does. When someone follows, there's a thunderclap.
Right, I always have Twitch muted because like I don't want to hear myself 5 seconds later.
Yeah. So we're going to go in initiative order from the middle of Horathia's round because we actually didn't finish your turn. I'm just going to bring up the stream summary as well so I can actually see what's going on. Leroy Gregory, thank you for the follow. So Horatia, you obviously just cleave the dog's head in two, but you do have movement left, and you obviously have a bonus action if you have anything to use that for. But first, you need to take some damage from this black disc that you're standing in. So there's a disc of dark shadow that moved over towards you and is now enveloping you, and you can feel your life force being sucked out from it, and you do take some damage from being inside it. So you take 7 points of necrotic damage.
That's really gross. All right. Well, I think I want to get out of here. So that would seem a reasonable course of action. Now, I suppose it doesn't really matter but what I'd like to do is I'd like to start between this thing and the hellhound that's by Braun, so I'm flanking.
So here?
Yeah.
Okay. So I didn't have a... Well, I suppose I could copy that. There's actually a pit as well as the black mist here. So you'd have to leap across a 10-foot pit in order to take out that position. Let's assume I could skirt around it for a minute. Do I have enough movement to do that? Yeah. You could do that pretty easily. Yep. Yeah, that seems reasonable.
Okay, in the circumstances, I'm not going to do the outrageously heroic thing of jumping over a pit in pitch black, which otherwise I might do.
Well, 10 foot, I'm not the athletic expert. Mr. Harris will probably know, but 10 foot seems like a long standing jump for a person to achieve.
There's a long standing jump, yeah.
3 meters. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
he is 7 feet, to be fair.
Yeah.
I mean, if you wanted to catch the far side, then it would actually be fine. That you would basically be catching the far side with your hands and then pulling yourself.
I think I could do it with my feet, but I'm not going to test that theory because we're possibly in deep poo. So
Yeah, so yeah, that would be better not to be in. The shuffling you have to do is basically stride across the dead body of the first hellhound, negotiate some terrain with Bran in order to push past, which is fine. He just kind of dodges out of the way while he's fighting this other hellhound, and then balance yourself as you go round to avoid getting pushed into the pit by the hellhound. So I will ask you to do a dex check, but I'll give you advantage.
okay. So that's 16.
Yeah, so you nimbly get around the pit and the moving hellhound in front of you, who looks up at you and growls, and you can see
that back again.
Okay. You can see deep within its gullet is some red glowing fire. So that's the end of your turn. I would also ask everyone to roll perception.
Is this with disadvantage?
For you, yes.
An 8 for Reyna.
9.
Actually, no, Zamar, roll normal. Take the first result.
13.
You have no idea. I rolled a 4 followed by a 20.
So no change then, basically. So, same. So Adabel, what did you get?
Sorry, it's 10.
13.
13.
15.
15.
Excellent.
Hrathia?
Someone's competent. Oh, I got a 9.
Okay. Samita.
8.
All right, those who got higher than a low DC of 12 can see another change in the horizon. The cracks that formed and have burst past you with lava, from the same direction, you see another glow of red, as if a wave of lava is coming down the same cracks that are here. The reason I gave you normal roll there, Zamar, is you can also hear this sound of onrushing lava, except you missed it because there's a lot going on in front of you.
You can't.
Yeah. One thing none of you need to roll for is beneath your feet. The ground is beginning to crack and rumble and shift. There are a number of cracks forming away from this larger crack to your side. So everything is currently breaking open. Samita, it's now your turn.
So just for my comprehension, we came from the right side of the map, is that correct?
That's correct, yeah.
And how does the ground look there compared to the cracks that are forming underneath my feet?
Actually, now that I understand the purpose of your question, technically you came from the south side of the map. So Trillin is south of the map. The path that you've travelled has curled round, so you briefly came from the right-hand side of the map.
Okay. And looking towards Baja, are the cracks forming in that direction as well? So on the other side of the lava river.
Yeah, it seems the epicenter seems to be the crack that just appeared.
Crap. I'm going to go northwest from where I am, and I'm going to attempt to hide. So I'm looking for a tree to put myself behind, so that none of the dogs or the lady can see me.
How far do you want to travel?
I will take as much as my max distance if I need to find cover. My primary concern is obviously get away from the lava river, but if I can put something between myself and the enemies, then I will.
Okay. There's no large... So this is a fallen tree here, and then
Okay.
there's a palm tree which doesn't have a huge trunk. But
Okay.
you could hide behind this palm tree. That'll give you some obscurement.
Are there is there heavy undergrowth as well that I'm wading
Yeah,
through?
if you sort of headed more up towards here, then yes.
Okay, then I'll go that one square up, if possible still, and I'll crouch. So I'll actually put myself prone and try to hide that way.
Okay, actually you'd have to be here, which is also quite busy undergrowth. So
Okay,
that's fine.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Alright.
yeah, I'll throw myself prone and use my action to hide.
Okay, cool. As there is a hellhound that's currently grappling Alithia and keeping an eye on what's happening in front of it, it's going to follow your progress and is watching where you go, so you will need to roll stealth to hide.
Ooh, that is a natural 19 plus 5, so 24. Math.
Nice. It seems as though as you were progressing and started dipping down into the shadows and the darkness of the undergrowth, the hellhound lost track of you. It certainly stopped looking at you anyway.
It's my turn.
All right, cool. So after that is Baha. Meanwhile, the cracks are beginning to open up, and lava is overspilling from the larger lava crack. Alithia, you think after your turn there'll probably be a major change to the ground stroke map. So, Adalbert, you briefly said that you wanted Baha to join you.
Yes, well, just to move away towards me from the lava.
Okay, so Baha is going to take a shot at number 3. Okay, that's not great. Still a hit though. So Baha straightens his longbow, takes a steady shot, and strikes cleanly, and does the absolute minimum amount of damage. Meanwhile, Kevin, I'm just going to send you a message.
Yep.
Okay. Alithia, it's your turn.
Okay, so I'm going to use my turn to do the thing I am absolutely the best at, and I'm gonna turn to the shadowy creature and try and reason with it.
Okay. As you turn to the shadowy creature, and you meet its eyes, which are also glowing red, very unnatural, like two coals staring back at you. You get a feeling washing over you, which I'm just about to send you a message on Discord.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just gonna use that one first.
So that is the sensation you get.
Okay. So last time I thought that there was like despair and sadness. Do I get the feeling that this is related to the same sort of thing?
No, you get the feeling that this is a message from the gods.
Was that chat from last week?
That is from La Chasse.
What?
I decided to throw it in the middle of combat.
That's brilliant.
I'm still gonna speak. I'm gonna speak to it because I'm gonna take it in this time. Excuse me, Madam Tentacle. I know you. Can you try speak common? I think you're really sad. I feel like lots of sadness. Like it's just all over, as if like I'm at sea and it's all over me. Is that right? Can you try and speak common and then I can help you? Also, Mr. Tentacles the puppy, could you maybe get us across the lava? Because I think the ground's gonna break.
So just to describe the scene, you are currently in combat. So you are literally being wrestled and trying not to die as the jaws of this hellhound bite forwards, and you can feel this immense heat coming from its mouth. And these teeth, which are this is a lot bigger than a normal dog. It's more like the size of a small pony, and the teeth are chomping at your face. And then a horse's mouth is pretty scary, but these are canines. So you're constantly like dodging, and as you do, these tentacles have wrapped around you and grabbed you, and you're trying to wrestle your way out of those instinctively, while having this conversation up at the lady that's hanging in midair. And so we have to imagine that as you say those words, while Ilithia's sounding quite calm, there's a lot of like heavy breathing and gasping in between as you're like trying to stay alive. Roll persuasion.
With advantage? Because because Ilithia is being charming and using like more perception of like things beyond herself and things.
Say that again. That was a very strange sentence.
She's
Gonna be a no.
because she's like using the information that she's gleaned in order to try and persuade this person.
That's just part of the role play, I'm afraid.
Okay.
There's nothing in your voice that would.
Okay, that's actually really good. But I did well for once, but it's still a -2. Is it -1 or -2? So that's 19 for 17.
17.
Yeah.
All right. There is a chance. 17.
Mhm.
You get a reaction. She sort of lifts her head in surprise. One of the dogs is trying to kill you, and you're worried about her being sad. So the eyes widen slightly. She lifts her head and look. She's already looking at you. You can't detect much expression because there's just shadow, and then these two pinpoints. But they do soften to a sort of dull grey, as if she's thinking about something. But she can't do anything yet because it's not her turn. So there's no initial response.
Fine. And then the hellhound, when I ask it to go across the lava because the ground's going to fall, does it seem like it listens?
The hellhound is still trying to eat your head.
Okay, so it's not listening.
Doesn't appear to be, no. There's a good chance that it doesn't understand what you said.
Fine. So it's not listening then.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, you went you paused for a little bit. Okay. Is that my action then?
That was quite a long
Yeah. It's okay if it is.
suggestion, so yeah, that's your action. You do have movement, although you're currently grappled, so your movement is 0.
Yes.
You do have a bonus action if there's anything you need to use for that.
I don't think I do. I
Okay.
mean, it says 2-weapon fighting in my bonus actions. Can I like try and oh God, do I have anything? Can I use my sash to like, pat at the dog, not to hurt it as part of my 2-weapon
you
fighting?
already patted it before,
Fine.
so if the pat is any good, I will already take that into account from last time.
Fine. Okay, then I'm gonna like wiggle my sash in front of it as if you would for like a cat.
Okay. Like you're playing with it. All right.
Yep.
Fine. Oh, sorry, I forgot to move Baha. He was going to join Adalbert. I think probably go there. All right, so there is another rumble. As I mentioned, the entire floor is beginning to be affected by this. I'm going to load a new map, so I will briefly turn this off.
So we've all moved ourselves into the lava streams.
I was just thinking that.
Guaranteed.
So I did make this before last session. I promise. And if you doubt me, I can show you the date of the stamp.
Which means
God.
at least one of us is definitely in the lava streams.
Meaning we all avoid it.
It's actually not too bad. There are some casualties. So I'm now going to turn the map back on.
Whoa!
Ooh.
It's close.
So the lava overflows from nearby, and the ground around you is breaking and also emitting some lava, but it's mainly flowing from a surge that came from the direction of Rogaton. Samita, you did well. You were literally standing where the crack overflowed and burst past. The only direct casualty is Bran. Zaymar, you need to roll
I
a...
don't like the word casualty. Can you change the word, please?
The only one in the direct flow is Bran, but I think you'll find that he's also on the edge. Because I didn't place him completely on that, because the hellhounds are huge, so he's actually slightly off. So yeah, Zaymar, you need to roll a saving throw, dexterity saving throw.
Come on, come on.
Does Bran need to like roll a dex save?
Yeah. I don't think Samita has to roll anything. No.
What about the hellhound? Does that roll a dex save?
Yeah. I had no idea where anything was going to be when I did this. So.
Okay, that was not enough. So I am going to use luck on that one. Oh damn it! And that was also not enough. I just like rolled the same twice.
Lava's really dangerous.
Okay, that is 10.
10 is not good enough. So you do dive out the way, but you take some damage from your trailing feet. Scalding lava, and you take 21 points of damage.
God.
Well, I'm still alive.
Wow.
Which right now is a bonus.
21 points of
Are you
fire
up?
damage, I should say.
21 points. Oh, that makes all the difference. Brilliant.
Oh, in that case, it's
Yeah, in that case, I'm nothing.
Are you up?
42. I was just imagining it doubling. For some
Okay.
reason. Zaymar's made of paper.
Yes, he's an excellent.
Yeah. All right, so as I said, I don't think Samita needs to do anything. No, you're fine. Alethea's fine. And Adalbert and Baha are fine. It was a little bit random who would be affected by this. But as it turns out, you all did pretty well. Apart from Zaymar. So you struggle to dive to the side. Your foot slips and you reach up to grab the tree, And as you do so, you sort of pull yourself away, but your trailing leg up to the ankle and your foot is badly scalded. Bran dodges very nimbly and is fine. The dead hellhound falls into the lava, and just you see its body hit, and then this steam rise and smoke, and then its head gradually sinks into the lava. The other
Being a
hellhound,
fire being is resurrected in the flames.
No, you're giving him ideas.
it's a really good idea, but no. Bran. Okay, so Bran is also fine. Not Bran, the hellhound. What am I talking about?
C1E.
Yeah, they've got a fairly high dex. So there's a bit of separation now. You'll only be flanking if Zaymar pushes up a bit. I reckon.
Yeah, I'm not banking on it.
All right. As the steam and the smoke dies down from all around you, we roll round to the next round of combat, and Adalbert, you're up.
Can I just ask, how far had we walked from where we were dropped off? It had been a short while, but was it an hour?
You walked for 1 hour, yes.
Yeah. It's too close. I am going to move away from the lava, going westwards.
Okay.
Which is downhill, I think.
Map west?
No, if Rogerton's south, which is where we came from.
Can we use map?
To the bottom of the map. To the bottom of the map, please.
Map turns
Away
a
from
bit
all the
easier.
lava.
How far do you want to go?
Well, I'm going to split it like I did last time, if that's okay.
Okay, yeah, sure.
I'm going to get
course.
to the path.
Okay.
And seeing how successful it was last time, I will cast a second level guiding bolt.
Okay.
On Lady.
We may never find out. All right, roll to hit.
21.
That hits. Raw damage.
Cool. And I'm also going to add the inspiration I got from Raina to this damage roll. So, what we have here, dear viewers, second level I think is 7d6 and a d8.
Bloody hell.
Doubled. So, yes. So, 5d6 and a d8 doubled. So.
I'm trying to reason with her, and you guys are like raining on my parade.
I think you'll find there's just one person who's raining on that parade, and it's with a slightly guiding, bolty, lighty type thing.
12. 16. 22. Ooh, 27 doubled is 54 points of damage.
So she was on 10 hit points and is obliterated by another stroke of white light. The tendrils of white that were going through her body just collapse in, and the shadow evaporates in a slight puff of blackness, as if she was never there. And you just get a sense, Alithia, of her about to say something in common. Her mouth was literally opening and about to say something when she's just wiped.
What the actual fuck, Marty?
Meanwhile, there's a dog trying to eat your head.
Yes.
Anyway, Adalbert, the rest of your movement.
Then I'd like to keep heading in a bottom righty direction of the map.
Okay.
Down the hill. Because that was an action, do I have time to kind of shout out, we need to get out of here? For everyone?
Yes, you can say something very short every round.
Okay. I would quite like to shout out, we need to get out of here.
Okay, you shout. We need to get out of here. Where would you like to go exactly?
I don't need as much cover anymore, which is good. Just kind of in that direction, just beyond the bush I'm behind.
Okay.
So I'm still slightly covered. Yes, that would be wonderful, thank you.
Perfect. All right. Okay. Next. The lady's trail of shadow. She is no longer.
I believe that. And after I did so bloody well on my persuasion as well. Like, that's a rarity.
I had a hat on, I'd put it up and put it down.
Zamar, you come painfully to your feet behind this tree, which is half the trunk is now broken open, and the entire tree is sort of swaying sideways. It's a really tall, one of those trees with a canopy right at the top and mainly branches up, and it's gradually leaning over with a creaking sound from the damage it took.
Sorry, my go, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I asked you a quick question, although it was just like a repeat from previous session, but...
Yes. Okay, that's fine.
Okay. So what I'm going to do then is I think I can basically stab that hellhound. So what I'm planning to do is to move, and if there's somebody else is within 5 feet of, if one of my allies is within 5 feet of this enemy, then I think I get advantage. I don't.
You do, yeah. Yeah.
Right. Okay. I'm running forwards, and I will just plunge a dagger into the hellhound.
Okay, cool. So you have a choice. You can. I think I know what the answer is going to be. But you can take a dex check at normal, because it's very narrow here, and kind of swing round and try and flank for Harathia, or you can just walk around the other side of the tree.
Okay. So when you say flank, does that mean I have to be like, I'm running fast, so I'm not staying where I am? So I'm pretty sure that I'm not going to be like, does flank count as a briefer moment where like Zamar happens to be on the way past flanking?
I'll take that as a no then.
No, I mean, just saying, it's like, presumably you have to stay where you are.
You have to be there when Harathia takes his turn, yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm running past, and I'm not walking round the tree, I am running. So yeah, I sprint past and stab the hellhound on the way past.
All right, roll to hit.
That is, after the thank goodness for advantage, is a natural 20.
Nice.
So, which I think is actually my first time I've ever hit anything with a natural 20. So I don't even know what happens with that. Do you get?
You double damage, so you can
okay.
choose to either roll twice or double what you've rolled, but you need to say before you do so.
Gotcha. I will. I think I'll go for the average, maybe. Oh no, let's just double what I'm
Don't you
going to
get
roll
extra
here.
dice because there's someone else around the enemy?
So do you? So when you say
Yeah,
double,
he does, yeah.
So you double the damage, basically.
You double all dice rolled. You don't double any pluses.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, because I've got like a D4 and then it's 2D6 for sneak. So.
Yeah, you double all dice rolled.
Gotcha. Okay, I'll roll those together then.
Are they all one?
I wanna like move the camera, but I can't like. That is maximum. That is. I literally rolled 2 6s and a 4.
Nice.
I'm trying to like show this. Like, I can't believe that. Oh no, it's a terrible job of I rolled 2 6s and a 4 here. I can't believe that. I've never ever rolled that. So that's amazing. Okay,
Of
sorry.
course you do it against the puppies.
Yeah. Okay, so that is
Hellhounds. Hellhounds.
yeah,
Hellhounds.
exactly. Oh dear. Same are the puppy killer. Brilliant. Yeah, so that is +4. So yeah, so that would be 12. That's 24. Plus 8, 32. Plus 4, 36. Wow.
Wow. So you're stabbing, right? How exactly do you murder this poor innocent animal?
I mean, okay. So first of all, Zamar is limping heavily, but he's trying to go as fast as he can, and he runs right, and then basically plunges the dagger that he has into the side rift of the hellhound, and then basically stumbles past Harathia, and on his way past.
Okay. The strike was accurate. You guessed that it has the same anatomy as a normal dog, and you put the dagger in. You can walk off with the dagger. It's just a clean strike, and the body just falls down sideways, instantly dead.
Okay. As I sort of sprint hobble past, I basically stow the dagger on the way, and then I leap and dive for the pit, and then plunge my hand down into the darkness.
Okay, so you're going to go past Harathia to about here?
Yeah, and I basically dive flat and then reach down into the pit.
Okay, cool. Is that related to what you were asking me earlier?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Can I also say something, like just as reaction to the thing? When the dead dog dies.
All right.
Yeah.
Roll dexterity with advantage, Zamar.
That's another natural 20.
All right.
It's not like it was a 10 and then a 20. So
That is a success. So,
I think I've used up my 20 in my life now. I'm going to stop forever.
6 seconds of perfection, right there.
I know.
I know, it all clicked into gear, didn't it?
Yeah, literally, that's 4 rolls. Oh, it's not 4, but yeah, 4 out of 5 rolls at maximum. Oh dear.
For reasons I won't go into, this combat could have been a lot longer, but it's not going to be, is it? It's going to be very short. Okay, Bran is up. I think Bran's just going to come round. It's quite a long way, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. Yeah, he's just going to come round to join you, Harathia, for the moment.
Can I, when I see what he's doing, can I try and influence where he goes? Talk to him, shout at him, usual.
Yeah, you can if you want to burn a reaction, yeah.
All right. Go help that prat Alithia out. She needs help.
I did consider that, but it requires a jump across the lava.
Well, it depends which way he goes. There's a gap there, isn't there? Just north of him. That's not actually lava there.
There is not a gap, there is a narrow band, which still requires a dex save. Dex check.
Okay, well.
Ooh! Yeah. No.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, I rolled a 1. it is a narrow gap, and he's sprinting across to do full movement to get there. But both his paws slip in on the stone, and he slides. The back end swings down into the lava. And you just hear a yelp of pain. I think he's still up. Yeah, he's still up. But his fur is badly burnt.
You've had enough doggy killing for the day.
Ah.
I mean, one more to go, but you know.
Okay. After that, he's not going to go for a proper flank. It's too dangerous. But he will do his pounce attack. Brian had a really good session last time. This is not his day. He leaps up to bite at this creature, but it just swings a tentacle and knocks Bran back again, very casually. Ineffectual attack there. It is now the dog's turn. Everything is basically gone.
I influenced it.
So what you've been trying to do with it has had no effect at all, Alethea. Unfortunately. All right, I think 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Okay. So the Hellhound is going to release all of its tentacles apart from one from you, Alethea. It's going to grab Bran. It fails. It's going to go for Zamar. Fails. It's going to go for Horatia. I think that's a fail as well.
So some long tentacles.
They are. As they wrap out of the body and spring forwards, you think they're probably more than 20, 30, maybe more than 40 foot long. Pretty sure that's a miss as well. Oh, it might hit. AC 17 on you, Horatia.
Use inspiration to make them at a disadvantage, can I?
I think you can use it to make me roll again. I can't remember. I might be mixing it up with something else.
Well, I'll use one because I've got 3 that I'm sitting on.
Yeah, I think you can, yeah.
Yeah. I'm just going to double check. You get advantage on the roll. I might be. It might be. We're thinking of the other type of inspiration. Okay. The thing I just looked at didn't say that.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I think I'm mixing it up with something else. You can only use it to get advantage on your roll. Oh, I'm thinking of luck, aren't I?
Yeah, it's luck.
Right, yeah.
No, you can't do that. Does it hit, Horatia?
Yeah, 17 hits, yeah.
Okay. Just to double check, Zamar, does 11 hit you?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes. No, wait a minute. No.
Okay. So a tentacle, I don't know what your AC is, but a tentacle hits an 11 near you. So how close that is, I don't know, but tentacle.
It's pretty close.
Okay, comes out and whistles over your shoulder as you dodge
Great.
away from it. But unfortunately, it grabs Horathia. It's Miss Bronze. That's 1, 2, 3, and then 1 for Baha. It appears it misses Baha as well. It appears that it didn't see you, Samita. There is no attack coming your way. So only one.
Did it let me go?
No, you are still grappled by 1.
Okay.
It then pulls you in, Horathia. It pulls you 20 foot.
Right, which is going to take me through lava. So, is there any way I can try and jump this, or have I got no choice?
Can I burn a reaction to like try and grab him or anything like that? Because he's going quite past me.
No, but he is actually going through the pit. So the interesting thing about the pit is it doesn't have lava in it. So in fact, what happens is you sort of scraping your feet and fighting against its tendril as it pulls you, and you suddenly dip down into this pit and you swing the full length of the tendril at that point, which is like 20 foot. So you swing and hit the side of the pit. So you take a small amount of bludgeoning damage. You take 1 point of bludgeoning damage. And so it's got to do another. Yeah, it can't pull you in because of that. No, it can. Yeah, it will pull you in completely. It's then.
It means I don't have to climb out of the pit, does it?
Yeah, it's manoeuvring around slightly this way so that it can then do its breath attack on all 3 of you. So Alithia and Horathia, roll a saving throw.
What sort of saving throw?
It is a saving throw.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter yet.
No, I fail it. That's a 3.
Dexterity saving throw.
Yeah, so like 5.
5. Okay.
Oh wait. Let me just check.
I was just going to ask, can I ask a question? Does it leave Bronze melee range to position this way? Because then he gets an attack of opportunity, right?
Yes, it would have to.
Yes.
Nice one.
Unfortunately, I don't know that Bran would get his special, but come on, Bran. Doesn't matter. Bran is useless
worth a
today.
This hurting.
This dice I've rolled 5 or lower like 10 times or something. It's ridiculous. All right. Anyway, so Alithia fails. Horathia?
16.
16 is a pass. What did you fail on, Alithia? 7 or something?
That was a 5.
A 5, okay. All right. It reels in Horathia and then pulls back, and a gout of fire comes from its mouth. And Alithia, you take quite a lot of damage. 23 points of fire damage.
Oh shit, man!
How
How
many?
much?
23.
23.
Yeah. Horathia, you take 11. Bran might be in trouble.
I'm in trouble, man.
Are you unconscious?
No, but I'm almost there.
Bran also takes that damage. So Bran goes down. So he collapses in a gout of flame. He was already badly burned, and his fur is all singed off, and you
Does
can
he
see
look dead
some of
dead?
his skin. Yeah, he's well, he's a special
Let's-
character,
let's-
so he's
let's
not dead.
dead when they're not dead. You know, 'cause that's making me very agitated for Grant.
He has to roll death saves.
Right.
So
Inspiration can be used on a death save, but he has it.
okay, so that is the end of the Hellhound's turn. Harathia, it's your turn.
Right. What are the chances of my manoeuvring myself around clockwise around this hellhound and pushing it into the lava?
You can shove.
But I mean, it's not that bad. I know I can do the shove. It's the moving it, navigating around. I'm not moving out of melee contact, so I'm hoping that doesn't.
Yeah, it's fine, especially as Alithia isn't completely next to it, so you could move around to there by pushing past her.
But isn't he grappled?
Well, yeah, we both are. That's true.
but
Grapple
is-
0
is-
movement speed.
That's
Yeah,
true,
right.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Well. This is
Only
me
DMs
sort
and
of trying to bend the rules, but if it's got me, then it's attached to me. So can I just heave it around into the lava?
I would say that you can shove. I'm thinking Gloomhaven rules now, but I would say that you can shove in a direction away from you, in any direction away from you, as long as each movement it's taking is away from you. I think that's fair.
All right.
So-
So
You could shove that way, basically.
okay.
Ruling.
So if I can't do a sort of a judo move and chuck him into the fire, which is what I like to do, would that shove in that sort of direction where your arrow was, because it wasn't very precise, put it right in the lava? Like
Yeah.
properly in.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If you head it, push it in that direction. Yeah, you can push it 5 feet. So I would say because I know what you want to do. You just want to throw it. I mean, even to be fair, even directly perpendicular into the lava, from the center of its token to the nearest point of lava is 5 foot, but it's not quite in. So I would say it's going to have to make a saving throw. So it's not a guaranteed move.
No, okay. Well, it's cool, so I'll try doing it.
Alright. Cool.
And presumably that'll get it. Oh, I suppose Alithia is grappled. Okay, fine. I'll worry about that somehow another time. Right. Okay. So I'm going to use inspiration to do this.
So interesting part of the rules is if you move the grappler out of grapple range, their grapple stops. You end their grapple.
All right. So Alithia is free then.
She would be for a normal person. Let me just check.
Is Lithia not normal? I mean, I think we knew
I
that.
think the dog's not normal.
It's using a
Maybe both.
tentacle that can go up to more than 40 foot. So,
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
however, the grapple is close up. So, the idea with the shove is that it's breaking the grapple. I can't see where it says. I think I would have to say that it would break the grapple as well. So yeah, Alithia, the sheer force of Harathia effectively doing a kind of judo move wrestling it sideways towards the lava is going to break the grapple for you, as it tries to stay upright and try not to die in the lava.
All right, so here we go.
Yep.
Here we go. Bestow my luck for the day.
Okay, that's a good roll.
It doesn't matter. I just rolled a 1.
All right, okay. Well,
Bestowed.
I mean, this is an unarmed strike of some kind. Is that how I?
No, it's a grappling. You would roll
Okay.
grapple. Yeah.
Well, okay, so I've forgotten what the grappling rules are, to be perfectly honest with you.
Well, for you, lots of pluses.
Well, yeah, I like to impress people with my numbers sometimes.
Okay.
Anyway, I rolled a 17. So if I'm adding, you know,
Athletics?
strength
Athletics,
to it,
yeah.
athletics.
Yep.
Okay, fine. In that case, that's a 28.
And it rolled a 1.
You know.
All right. Let's see if it's... Yeah, with these rolls, you're almost guaranteed it not making a saving throw. So with because your grapple was so good, I'm happy with it having the flavour of a judo throw. So how would you like to throw it into the lava?
Okay, so he's attached by this tentacle, so he can grab the tentacle and a bit of fur, whatever it has, and shouting really, really full of hatred for this thing. Die, you fucking ugly motherfucker! You know, just literally turning his body and spinning this thing into the lava.
All right.
Is this the time to point out that Harathia is still attached to that thing?
You think Rather cares? He just hurt Bron.
All right. This one has not been damaged yet. Okay. So its back end goes into the lava. It scrabbles desperately on the rocks, and it manages to flick out some tentacles and stay not completely submerged. So it's not dead, but it is very badly damaged, and there's this strong smell of... Oh, I just realised. Of course. It looks fine. It is completely undamaged.
Oh, bollocks! You sorry, I was.
Yeah, no, I wasn't either.
Previously, but yeah, okay, fine, my fault.
Yeah.
All right, I'm obviously upset by that. Someone out Bron. At least I got a lithium free anyway. But...
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to be like, no! Oh.
Yeah. All right, Samita, your turn.
Okay. I'm going to crawl, because I did go prone. Crawl half my movement in a northeastern direction. Map northeast. And then I will stand up and I will use my bow and arrow to attack the creature that is now half in the lava and undamaged.
Okay.
Do I have advantage on that attack because I was hidden?
Yes, you do.
All right, cool. That is a total of 19 to hit.
That hits.
That will deal 4 points of damage, piercing, non-magical, if that matters. And for my bonus action, seeing and hearing Harathia, do I have any sort of visual on Bron lying on the ground as I am now standing again?
Roll perception.
That is a 13.
It's hard to see. He's directly behind a lot of trees and undergrowth. His body fell into the foliage, so from the angle that you're at, you can't see Bron.
Okay. Then I will bonus action and play a quick tune, just like strumming very quickly on the koto that hangs at my side and inspire Harathia.
Okay. There is
So that's a D8 for you.
a brief sound of the koto wafting through the air in the middle of battle, which is suddenly very relaxing and inspiring.
A D8 what?
A D8 to add to any attack roll, saving throw, or skill check that you do in the next 10 minutes. And you can also... Hold on, let me check real quick. I have a special part of it. Oh, no, it doesn't apply. Yeah, attack roll, saving throw, or skill check. And that's the end of my turn.
Okay. So Adalbert redeemed some points. I haven't yet turned that off for players. So Bran currently has inspiration. I'm not sure you can use that on death throw saving throws.
You can.
Can you?
Well,
Okay.
I mean, officially, their saving throws are just skill checks, so you can also typically add like inspiration to it.
Okay, cool.
I was going to say yes for Brian.
Yeah. He had special treatment last session by my dice. So I guess that's that's what happens. Baha turn. You can't get. Yeah, he's gonna fire at the hellhound. So you see him also furious in reaction to what happened to Bran, and he unleashes 2 attacks. 2 swift attacks from the longbow. Oh my god, what's wrong with this dice?
Got bad juju.
Yeah. Okay, 1 hit. So that is small amount of damage. And it is now Lithia's turn.
Okay. I'm gonna turn to the animal quickly and say, "That was horrible, Mr. Tentacle, but you need to run away because we've killed your friends and they'll kill you too." And then I'm gonna go to Bran and I'm gonna try and kill him. So can I like burn his action persuade and then try and heal Bran now? So I'm going to call the power of the gods, but I'm just going to use a first level if that's okay.
Sure.
And cure wounds, so it's D8 plus... Oh no! No, no, I'm getting mixed up with cantrip, sorry. My bad. That's not bad. So that's a 4 plus 3 makes 7 points. He's up at least.
Nice. He does indeed. So, do you want to describe what happens, considering you've got a direwolf that's fur is burnt off, so that you can even see the flesh beneath?
So I'm going to call on the power of the gods. I'll close my eyes, and then you will see the ground around Bran just start to shake a little bit, and then like bits and pieces of the dirt come up, and then it kind of like covers him and forms a cocoon. And then as he starts to twitch and wake up again, you find that like he is unburnt, and there's like fresh new what do you call it? Skin, fur and skin there. But it just, the tips of it look a bit singed.
Okay. He opens an eye, raises an eyebrow, and winks at you.
I'll give him a little squitch.
Okay. Any more movement?
No, I'm going to stand in front of Bran, if that's okay. Between Bran and the...
Between the two, like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Try and give him a bit of cover.
Right.
In case there's another Bradley.
Adalbert?
I would like to use my turn to kind of just think a message to the Astravi, and just ask, so we need an evac now. How close can you get?
There won't be an answer this turn,
Hmm.
but I will give you an answer in a bit.
Absolutely. And then if I can, I'd like to just still shout out awfully loud the equivalent direction of bottom map now.
Okay. Any other actions?
Keep moving bottom map.
Full movement, or how far do you want to go?
Down the hill and onto the path, please.
Okay, I will zoom out so that because this
Thank you.
ground here is the road that you travelled.
Yes.
So basically, the road curls round on a slope. So there's a very steep slope here. So you're actually a half movement coming up here.
Yeah.
You will notice that the lava does extend all the way down to here.
Yeah.
So it's quite
don't
a long
know.
distance, but
I don't know if it's. I need to do a check. But looking at the way the lava's flowing and the slope, can I make any assumptions about any potential offshoots in the future? Not new any new cracks, but just the way that the lava is, whether the potential to suddenly just follow the road downstream, etc.
as an action, yeah, sure.
But because I spoke to this driver, was that my action?
No.
Oh, things, please.
Roll for Adalbert history.
12.
So you would have studied a very broad, loose understanding of plate tectonics. It's not a highly understood science in this world, but there is some theories about the way that the ground moves and the fact that they sometimes collide and create mountains, that sort of thing. So you sort of understand that lava comes from beneath the ground, and if it's this close to the surface, then potentially there might be some underlying reason that it appeared. All of that essentially tells you that there's often follow-up tremors to earthquakes and things. So right now it's hard to guess. If you passed a full round without any more cracks appearing, then maybe you're at the positive end of the experience. But that's all you can get from a 12. Okay. Seymour.
I think the only thing I can really do is to go for the bloody hell hand as it's scrabbling out. So again, because Harathi is within 5 feet, I'm guessing that that will be close, and I'm imagining that might give me advantage.
Yep. They are within melee for sure. Harathi just literally judo threw him into the lava.
So I guess it's still just trying to scrabble and get out. So, okay, in that case, I will just do the same thing again.
I would reflavor the movement of the Hellhound to casually climbing out of somewhere that it's perfectly content to lie in if it wanted to. Not
one
scrabble.
thing that, yeah. So I'll do that. Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. So that is that will be on plus 16.
I'm pretty sure that's a hit. They're not hard to hit. 16, did you say?
Great flamey dog, brilliant.
Yeah, it's huge. It's not armoured, it's just flesh with fur. So you hit quite easily still from that roll.
Okay.
You're throwing a dagger, right?
Yes, throwing a dagger again.
Right.
Yes, while I'm here. That's within range, right? It's just 30.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, so, okay. Rolling. Doubles again, but double 3. That's 6 and what's 9? 13 points of damage. And then I am going to whip out my one of the daggers from my boot, reach down at like the one that's in my non-burnt leg, and then flick it again with a sort of a backhand overhand throw. Throw it out towards the creature again.
Okay. So the first one was 13, was it?
Sorry?
13, did you say?
13, correct.
Yeah. All right. That one strikes it very cleanly, as before. You understand the anatomy quite well, and catches it in the back of its neck as it's kind of climbing out of the lava. It is almost dead at that point.
Okay, so this one is armor class 15.
That's a hit. Like I said, they're quite easy to hit.
Okay, now this one, like I say, I can only do one sneak attack per round, so this is just a measly d4. 1, oh dear. But plus 4, 5 points of damage. Let me just check. I'll just have to double check. Hang on a second.
With offhand, yeah.
It's offhand. Yeah, exactly. I need to just double check that is.
So I think it's damage that changes on offhand, isn't it?
Yeah, you don't add your ability modifier to the damage of the bonus attack. So I imagine it's just proficiency. So then it's 3 damage. Yeah. Ugh, damn it.
That is just enough. So 2 daggers swiftly thrown, one at the back of the neck, the other one catching a major artery, and the strike reveals this kind of red, fiery blood coming out of it, and it just gradually slides in a slump back into the lava.
I am then going to back away down the hill and proceed to. So I'm going to then take my movement. Like I've got 30, so right between those lava bits down there, like however far I can go, and then attempt to circle. I mean, I'm not going to go any further. Basically, I might. Do I think that lava that's coming past that tree? Do I think that might come towards me?
So far, the one you're talking about is a branch from the first lava crack. So it appears that the pressure from the lava that first came down is causing the ground around it to split open. So yeah, it could potentially continue.
Is it possible for me to get to just beyond that first? So if that middle...
That's as far as you can go, so you'd have to...
Yeah, I know. I mean, cut across in front of that one.
Oh, this way?
Yeah, that way. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's where I want to get. Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah, because I figure if it carries on in a... it could be a terrible, terrible choice.
You could stand here.
Yeah.
That looks safe.
That would be brilliant if it just like went either side and I'd be like, yes! And then I'd be like, I'm stuck.
Yeah. Okay, so that was Samuel. Bran is shaking his head and licking his lips and checking his paws and gradually examining himself. And any signal from
Smells
Horatia?
of flowers.
Smells of flowers? In which case he's sniffing suspiciously around him as well. I can't hear you. For
You're
some
muted.
reason.
I realise that. No particular signal. I'm gonna look at him and like, nod my head slightly. How expressive did he get?
He looks back at you in a kind of, we've been through shit before, and he sort of tilts his head, and he would shrug if he was human. He doesn't. He just like. However, he's going to stay where he is. Horatia.
Right. Well, are we even in combat anymore?
No.
Right. So I'm gonna go to Brian and put my arm on him, and we'll jog south.
Okay.
On the map, obviously, avoiding lava and stuff.
Yep.
That's it. Right, we need to heal up.
How many seconds has the hellhound, did it fall into the lava?
Which one?
The one closest to me.
We can stay in initiative for you if you want. So if you want to do something straight after, then go ahead.
Yeah. Has it fallen in the lava?
It is falling.
Fine, it is falling, and it is like still within the same turn.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Now, I just wanted to clarify. Does this look like an animal or a monstrosity to me? Like, does it look natural, essentially, or does it look unnatural?
So it depends whether you're talking about a 5th edition rules-based definition or an Alithia looking at a creature definition. If you're talking about a spell that only affects certain things, then...
No, I'm not talking about a spell.
Okay.
I'm talking about, does this creature look like it's something that has come about naturally from the world that we're in? Or is this creature like something like that's aberrant and a bit strange, like, a dead thing or a spirit or something like that?
So the fact that black mist was coming from it as well as this weird flame in its mouth, to you suggests it's naturally from shadow or somewhere like that. So it has very similar anatomy to a dog. It has fur and it has flesh and it has some kind of blood system. But the blood is more like lava than blood.
And the shadow lady is completely gone?
There is
There's
nothing.
nothing left of her.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to turn around to Chris. Sorry, not Chris, Rathi, and be like, I'm really sorry, but I think this is needed because we need some answers. And I'm going to go up to the dog and also cast Cure Wounds on it.
So, I reserve the right to give creatures like Bran a death saving throw, but most things don't get that chance. So that dog is dead. Dead. Mm. Zaymar instantly killed it with a very accurate throw of the dagger, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. Well, fine. Then in that case, I'm going to try and pull it out the lava and take a really good look and try and understand what this animal is like.
Roll intelligence.
Something. Oh, actually, not very good at it, but that was a good roll. So that's a 19.
Okay. This beast is the size of a pony, so it's going to require a lot of strength to pull it out of the lava. Looking at it, I'm trying to imagine if I tried to pull a pony out of a crevice.
It might have to be a pony.
I don't think I could move a pony, never mind pull it somewhere.
Fine. Okay. Well, I want to try and go around to the hellhounds and just take a really good look and try and understand them.
Yeah,
Also,
sure. I
out of
mean,
curiosity-
there's one here that didn't go anywhere.
Fine. What CR rating would you say this is?
What's the CR rate?
It's a dungeon master thing.
Right.
And a Lithia thing. Yeah.
Yep.
Quite high, I would say.
Okay,
Wouldn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, challenge rating. Sorry.
All right, it's not like some kind of like insurance deal or something.
No. Fine. Okay, so more than one.
Yes, a lot more than
Okay.
one.
Fine. Never mind. All right then. Cool. That's it. Done for me.
I mean, if you want to roll nature.
Oh, natural 20
Nice.
plus. I've been rolling well tonight, apart from that one where I. So nature plus 3, so 23.
More than 3.
More than 3.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's not helpful for me. Fine. Okay, fine. Am I near the pit?
So you can now come out of initiative. So you want to head to this one to examine it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So while Horatia and Brana are heading out that way,
Paddling.
Zamar is also heading out that way. What are you doing, Smita?
Well, I will do the thing that I messaged you about and start heading down, picking a safe path towards to follow Horatia and Bran.
I've got a quick question I want to send you before I leave the area.
Okay.
Sorry, Simon misspelt on his reply to me. And I was like, oh, what?
It's a scientific term.
Okay, nothing more.
No.
Now we're out of initiative, Simon. Does it seem like the tremors and the lava flow are still ongoing?
So to go back to your original question, the tremors subside. So over a period of a couple of rounds, they lessen quite quickly. You get the feeling that whatever happened has happened now. The full extent of the damage is now in front of you. However, from your studies, the fragility that is created by something like this is a concern. Like suddenly breaking open rock and so on can cause landslides and other collapses. So
But because
That's
there
a problem.
isn't the lava flow, can I just add to the message to Bistravi just to say keep as safe a distance, will come towards you so they're not putting themselves in danger?
okay. All right. I assume at some point you all want to group up together again.
I'm
Yes.
shouting across to Horatia from where I am, actually. And it will be loud enough to sort of call in, so Adelbear might hear or might not. Horatia, are we going to find out what's in Rogerton?
Yeah, I ain't in no mood to run. We heal, we go again.
I agree. Also, can you hold my feet?
What? That was really hard to keep a straight face. What are you talking about, Alithia?
I'm going to try and get the mask, but I need someone to hold my feet.
It's here. I have it.
You have the mask?
Yes, I have it.
Did you see inside the pit?
I did.
What is inside the pit?
Sorry.
A pie?
A pie, yeah.
Simon,
Simon wrote back to me.
Horatia was inside the pit as well, and he might have seen something because, well, of something you typed to me last week.
Okay, sure. I will send you something.
Thank you, Zema. I am. I was leaving it because you're all worth more to me. Thank you.
It was right there, but it's now. I sort of take it out from my rucksack and then sort of drop it on the ground. This thing is like profusely like spilling mist everywhere, but presumably I still am.
Sorry, what was that?
So I take the mask out, which is spilling mist out of it, or whatever, this black mist.
A lot less than before.
Huh?
A lot less than before.
Okay, but I still am or not?
A lot less than before. So everything was heightened before. You can already see that the mist that was coming out of the shadows is also dying down. The mist that was pouring out of the pit has died down to the fact that if you're Alithia, you can still see a few feet down that there's mist in the pit. The rest of you can't see the mist anymore. You can just see the pit. And what was coming from Zamar and Harathia is dying down as well. There's now just a faint sort of greyish, like steam almost, very faint mist coming from you and the mask.
Zamar looks a little bit sick at the at the sight of this.
Alithia, I could see in the pit. It's just a pit, fucking deep.
Okay, should we send the doggies home then?
Wait. You said, why couldn't you see in the pit?
What?
Huh?
Yeah.
What was that, Zamar?
Alithia, why can't you see in the pit?
It's got loads of mist. I can't see past the mist.
What do you mean? We can see into the pit. You can see in, can't you? You can't see into the pit. I glanced across at Harathi. You saw into the pit, did you?
Yeah, of course I did.
No, there's mist in the pit. You can see it. Could you see into the pit? How about that?
It's transparent.
No, there's mist. It's dark.
I message Zamar and just kind of say in the message, just say, I wonder whether this is your eye. And then out loud, just say, the pit, I imagine, is, or was, some sort of portal to the Shadow Realm. So the mist is there.
So should we send? Fine, but could you see? I can't see into it.
I did not look. I was too busy.
But Harathia, you can see into it, can you not?
Yeah, I thought a bit strange, but I had other things to worry about.
It seems like the same thing before. When we were able to see in the dark, now we can see through mist.
Fine. Right, we need healing. Who's got it?
I can, but
I can
wanna
as well.
I wanna send the doggies home, and I'm gonna get the earth, and I'm going to move it 5 foot at a time until they get into the pit.
Okay, so you're going to shuffle them towards it. Is
yeah,
this a
like
cantrip?
I've got mold up.
Okay, so like a gentle wave, like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's fine.
And it becomes difficult to train.
How does Bran look to Harathia?
He looks shaken, but fine. In terms of his physical self, he is very badly damaged.
Right. I got 10 good brews. I mean, I know he's a wolf and all that, but he could eat those, couldn't he?
Yeah.
All right, I'll cut them in my hands and put them under his nose.
Okay, he scowls, but
yeah, eat them anyway.
I'm going to do the same. So over there, I'll just be popping one for the next, but I'll eat 8, I think, out of the 10 that I've got.
How many points does a Goodbury do, Ellie?
1.
1.
One. Cool.
I mean, I guess
I
if
shall
I'm
pop
eating
6.
one per minute, then you'll probably have a chance
Seconds.
to exceed.
Outside of
6 seconds.
combat, do we still have to limit ourselves to 1? I mean, can we not just scoff 10 at once?
Well, it would be every 6 seconds, effectively.
Okay, fine. Well, anyway, I'll give them all 10.
So,
This
sorry, Matt. Mads, how much did you heal Bran for? I forgot. Sorry.
7 points.
7. Okay. And then you're giving how many Gubbers? I think
10.
10. Right. Cool. He looks okay after that. Matt, what were you saying?
It's everyone. I'm not an expert in the way the Earth moves. To the best of my knowledge, the quakes have stopped, but the impact on the world around us will still be felt. There could be landslides, there could be continual flows, there will be the gases and the smoke.
All right, so we heal up and we be careful. But this weren't no accident. Did it happen when we were here? They were attacking us. Well, we're still here.
And where do you think, Horathia, the lava is coming from?
It's coming
From the
Rogerton.
ground, ain't it?
No, it's coming from Rogerton.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Seymour.
All right, fine. Fucking obvious.
Yes, and what do you think is going to be left of a town if a lava flow big enough to send these rivers down to us?
I think we ought to get closer to find out.
Adalbert, we need to find out. If we do not find out, then Trillan is at risk. So you may go where you wish, but I'm going to keep my part of the bargain with Algernon to find out what is at Rogerton. But
I will not abandon you. What I'm trying to get you to understand is that with this, it's not just the lava that you have to worry about. There will be poisonous gases, there will be falls, and you may not even get to Rogerton.
I realise.
Noted. But we still need to find out.
Let me see if I can scout ahead and plot us a safe path. I'm going to move round and sort of see which way. So yeah, I'm basically going to see if I can have a look. Like, I might need to like quickly climb a tree, but I'm going to do it as quickly as possible because Zamo just wants to get there and get and get out. So he's like, he might like have a quick glance around, but I'm just trying to read the lie of the land up the hill. But I will see if I can use my vision of the hill, etc., to pick the best route.
Okay. So I won't make you roll a check. You can climb these trees fairly easily. So you just pick one of the highest ones. Are you generally, as a group, are you going to leave this area, or what's the plan?
So I was going to ask about what we're going to do. Two things. What is the sun doing? Is it still got a ring of shadows around it?
It has, yeah. Obviously, despite it taking 3 sessions, I was counting the rounds. It only took like 18 seconds or something. So not much time has gone past. It is literally not 1 minute after around 4 that we started. The sun is low over the mountains, but it continues to have black mist pouring out from the edge of the sun.
Okay. Can we take a rest? I'm very hurt, and I don't want to use all my spells up to heal.
What, you mean like camp here?
Just for an hour.
I can go ahead and see the area. I will try and make my way ahead and find a better route.
All right. Adult bear, where do you think is the most stable spot for us to rest for an hour?
How did I get across, Simon?
You took a very long journey.
Hey, long journey.
Which took like 20 seconds. I mean, it's...
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. That I'll be able to quickly scout to the top of the hill and like run back. I'm basically going to sprint.
Based on what kind of they're saying, I imagine where Zamar's token is now would be probably the best spot because it's out of the direct flow of the where he was. I'd say there-ish, based on the look of the flow. Would that be an educated guess, Simon?
Roll just straight intelligence.
Oh dear. 6.
Can I try and help him think?
Please do.
Sorry, you've already rolled. But like I was going to say, I'd like to try and help him think and say, "God bless you with your endeavours."
Yeah, you
Like,
thought of it a bit late, so roll.
Yeah.
Roll nature. Alethea.
Me.
Grr.
Okay. Fine. Can I kind of get the blessing of the gods myself?
Sure.
Okay, cool.
You just threw me in the lava.
I know.
Okay, so that's actually really good. That's a 16 plus 3 plus a d4, which is, well, that's a 1. So that's 17, 20, 30.
Okay. There are some higher ground, which isn't very far away. Zamar's sort of headed in that direction, so if you joined him, you could go round the back of some of the lava and go to... There's a high ground spot here.
Okay. Yeah, so I will
So that would be better.
take them over there. Yeah, I'll take them over there.
I mean, Zamar's actually heading in that direction anyway, because that's the highest place with a tree. The lava did break down some of it, but...
Yeah, we'll go there.
Okay.
And then
Yeah, I'll take their recommendation.
All right. For now, I'm going to drop the TTS.
As we walk, I'll just message the Astravi again saying, hang back, I'll keep you updated.
as we walk, I'm going to hit Adalbert at the top of his head, like you do to an idiot.
What was that for?
You absolute fool! She was going to speak to us. We could have found out more. Why did you have to kill her? You could have gone for the dogs. You didn't like the dogs.
Why?
What have we learnt from corruption? Take off the head, stop the arms.
This isn't the head, though. That's the thing.
And what would we do if we spared her, Ellie? I don't have my box. She would remain shadow. She would remain corrupted.
So we
And
could have
put us
at
all
least
in
found
danger.
out. We could have at least found out what's happening. She's from another place. She came from another plane. You said so yourself.
She did, and she
Yeah,
brought
so-
with her
You
death.
got to pick your moments. You know, which bit of talk about being a team did you not get? All the rest of us were trying to kill these fuckers, and only
But
you.
we are going
trying
to
to
a
talk to
place.
them.
Yeah, because we're going to a place that we don't know anything about. That there's a lot of shadows and creatures and strange things. And do you not think if we know a little bit more about it, we might be able to plan and prepare?
This is my world of expertise, Ellie. Do you
Yes,
not
but
think
you're
that?
not from
Do you
there.
not think that I take this into consideration? That I listen. All of you were at the forefront of my mind. You were being bitten. You were being attacked, and I was on the other side of the lava doing nothing. The best thing I could do was protect you in the moment. And I'm sorry if you didn't get to talk to her, but I did what was best for all of you.
She was
Right
talking
then.
to us already. She was. but all of you were attacking. She was talking. If maybe you guys had spoken as well, she could have actually said something. I don't know. I don't know what this corruption language is, but she was going to speak common. You could have waited 6 seconds
How do you know she was going to speak common?
because I could start to see like the noises coming out.
I was
Right.
not going to take
Right,
that
DM?
risk on your life, Ellie.
You think so, yeah. Roll insight to see how close you were.
I think that's just wishful thinking on your part. She didn't say anything. How can you fucking know? And does it matter anyway? You served you right if it had bitten your face off, that dog. Kill the fuckers. That's what everyone else was doing.
17 for the insight.
She was forming the word what?
She was going to say what? She could understand us. I get she was dangerous. I get the dogs are dangerous, okay? Right, it's not for everyone. And what I was saying is that we could have focused on that and got some more information from the lady. She wasn't going to actively attack at that point.
Ellie, your life means more to me than any knowledge I could get from her, from anything. If it came to us again, I would do exactly the same thing. I understand. I do know where you're coming from. But when the world is collapsing around you, when there are literally hellspawn climbing out of the ground, I will not hesitate to do what I think is right to protect you.
I think we need a plan if we come across these again.
I think you just did.
Hellspawn.
It's a little baby one.
Yeah. I think we need a plan if we come across not the hellhounds, but across these shadowy things. We've seen several of them now, and yes, they are dangerous. But I received information. I think it was from Doreen, and I could tell there was more to it. They have understanding. They're not just controlled. And I think, I don't know, I'm just thinking they were so sad. Maybe there's something over there that's making them sad. Maybe it is the Algernon. Did I find out about Algernon's dad and things like that? Did they tell me about that, by the way?
Zamar filled everyone in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because they're missing the child. We don't know, but it might be a path to overcome this corruption that's easier than like with swords, because we're not winning with swords, are we?
No, we're winning with my magic.
Well, your magic's not great, is it? You can only do one at a time in only your box.
All right. Let's say next time we see one of these things, we try and talk to it first. That's all right. But next time we see things like those fucking hellhounds, we all kill them.
Okay.
Right.
I've made a note of what she said, Ellie. And I plan to study it further.
But you're not going to be able to study it this time around. And we're going to Rogerton now.
Everyone roll perception. Normal for Zamar.
Sorry?
Everyone roll perception. Normal for Zamar.
19.
Dirty
Nine.
20.
Cock, sorry. 15 again.
22.
Horatia?
9.
Alicia?
15.
15. So all of you, apart from Horatia, you start hearing what sounds like a multitude of voices whispering. The sound is very clearly coming on the wind. So the whispering is loud from source, but is coming over a long distance from the direction of Rogerton. And as your ears sort of attune briefly to that sound, and you try and identify it, and you try and hear what the voices are, you hear a scream also from the direction of Rogerton. And all of you, including Horatia, are filled with a sense of fear that is not your own. as if something has invaded your own reactions and made you feel this thing.
Was it common voices, Simon?
Roll another perception roll.
Are we on the hill by this point?
Natural
Almost.
20.
Ooh, well done.
Thank
Natural 20.
you. Yeah.
Corruption sounds like a weird, warped version of various languages that you know. It's definitely a corrupt language that you can hear in the whispering as well. It's with a similar dialect to the one that the woman had. However, it's from multiple voices. And as the whispering dies away, at the same time, that sense of fear also leaves. So you're back to how you were before. And the only sounds now are normal sounds from the jungle. And that is where we'll finish the session.
Can I just say one thing as we finish? One line.
Is it a good one?
It is.
Go for it.
Well, I think so. Well, Ellie, it looks like you may get your chance after all.
All right. Well, thanks all for watching. Please follow and subscribe. We
Find
will
out
be
what whispering was.
we will be doing a session of Q&A now, where we'll be asking questions of the players. If you have any questions yourself, then please do put them into chat. Thanks, Crash Cat. That's very kind of you.
Aw.
Thanks.
More crunchy combat. I'm glad you enjoyed that.
What would I like to say just before we start? Two little things. One is like, follow, subscribe if you like us. And then the second thing is thanks so much for watching. No, three things, sorry. And then the third thing is I'm sorry for shouting, guys.
That's really good.
I need a little calm down session tonight.
I'm really sorry. I felt so bad inside.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to say this to poor Matt.
I thought that was a good argument. That was good.
No,
Side
excellent. Really good stuff.
It was excellent.
That was cool. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I don't know how Matt felt on the receiving end of Ilithia Fury.
Sorry.
Oh,
I'm just imagining that the small elf, angry faced.
Makes it all better.
Yeah.
Wagging her finger up at Adelman.
Angrily, Ilithia. All right. First question for Kevin. Under the pressure of combat, Samita managed to cast an important spell last session. How does she feel about that?
I think relieved. There's definitely a sense of relief in her, even though with all the tension in the group now and Rogerton nearby, there's not really room to express that. But, you know, she on the inside is just kind of, thank the gods. Well, probably not them, but thank someone.
Yeah,
for
that
this.
help. Thank me.
Yes, thank me for managing that. I think she's very, very relieved with that, although I'm sure that it will settle down pretty soon with all the imminent possible death coming.
Yeah. All right. I will look forward to when you do have time. Wrong file. Question for Matt. How would Adalbert feel if he did lose his mask?
I think it depends. And I think I'd like to think this is where kind of some of that character development comes in. If it was for nothing, I think he'd be annoyed at himself, but also annoyed at everyone else for not doing anything. But I think as last week, he was willing to kind of abandon it if that meant saving everyone else. Which I think is progress for Adalbert.
All right. Question from Ads. When the dogs first leapt from the darkness, was Alithia's first thought to make friends?
They look like dogs, right? Like
Yeah.
huge dogs, but dogs. Yeah, of course. They're dogs.
All right.
They might be ugly, but they're still like dogs.
Question for Horathia. Shortly after Horathia's team talk, the group immediately got into a fight and seemed to have executed quite well. Coincidence?
Probably. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I think time will tell. So, yeah, after that. I mean, after tonight, I know the questions are sort of set from last week.
Yeah.
Still work to do, I think.
And when you say fight, do you mean argument?
All right. Question for Zamar. Zamar is always watching and learning, even in combat. What did he spot during the fight with the dogs that you can tell us?
He was mostly worried about the... So, as the tentacles were going out, he was that was his main concern. But it was the pulling thing that he was seriously worried about with the lava, because it's like, which is exactly what happened. He was like, "Watch out, Horathia, for the lava that you get pulled across." It unfortunately goes down the pit and then back up the other side again. But that's what he was desperately trying to stay out the other side. But there wasn't. His mind was pretty much off that though, on account of the mist pouring out of his hands, which he was not at all pleased about. So it really took his eye off the ball.
That's fair enough. Wouldn't we all? Question for Kevin. How does Samita... Sorry, I will re-say that. How does Samita feel about combat?
I think, honestly, it's quite a novel experience for her, at least on this scale, I suppose, because it's not the type of thing that she would get into. So she's processing, but I think it's fairly safe to say that she doesn't like it. It's not her thing, and that lava almost blew her away, and that was just a little bit of a burst. So yeah, she is very, very eager to not get into a scrape like that again if she can help it.
Fair enough. Question for Matt. Adalbert has come up big on a couple of attacks against vicious-looking enemies. How does he view himself as a combatant?
He's amazing.
Would you like to elaborate?
He's really amazing. He's powerful. He's spectacular. He's, he is a white saving light.
All right. Question from Ads. Alithia set up
I've been down so many times because
You
of
didn't
this.
ask him after one of those experiences. You asked him now.
True.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Question from Ads. Alithia set up a trigger to get advice on whether to leap into a crevice with no visible bottom. As a player, are you glad that Adalbert didn't recommend it?
As a player, yes and no. Yes, I am, because she would have probably taken a massive amount of bludgeoning damage and then hurt herself and then probably died, and that would have been good. But also no, because that could have been kind of fun to figure out, because it was a portal at that point, possibly. So we might have been able to, go over to the dark side or something.
All right. Some gifts are required. Question for Horathia. Did Horathia notice Alithia's decision to get advice on her action?
Yeah, actually you do. I'd personally slightly sort of forgotten. Been on holiday, after all.
Oh, yeah, true.
But, so, okay, yeah. There's definitely a bit of him that's kind of pleased with that.
All right. I'm glad I asked the question. Question for Zamar. Now that the full extent of corruption is becoming more apparent, How does Zamar feel about his status?
It depends on what you mean by status. What the one
His
who's,
corrupt
like,
status.
Yeah. Oh god. He is pretty mortified by it, I would say. He's. It's just frustrating for him that he's come across this stuff, and now it just seems to just keep coming back to find him again. So yeah, the whole thing pouring out was pretty horrific for him, and it actually, it was not pleasant at all. And so now when we're facing Rogerton, he just wants to go in there and try and get it done. It's like he wants rid of this place, but if that means, it's just it's like it's the last place he wants to go. It really is. I mean, I guess lava is better than mist. Like,
looking on the bright side.
Even though he's now limping from a burned foot, it's just.
Yeah. All right. Question for Kevin. You haven't even got there, but how does Samita feel about the security of Rogerton now?
Well, it seems very secure, just also against them. But, gosh, yeah, I don't know. I think it's such a mess that she's struggling to even conceptualize how she might express that to the Empress. So I think she's very, very eager to know more, that's for sure.
All right. Question for Matt. Adalbert keeps choosing intense moments to check if Baha is paying attention. How would he feel if Baha did neglect his duties to appreciate Adalbert?
There will be some pointed silence at dinner.
Interesting. Okay. Question from Mads. Alithia seems aware that there is something more going on with these corrupted beings. I'm sure Mads has theories, but what does Alithia think?
I kind of put through my theories just at the very end.
Yeah, I suppose you did.
It was just like, wait. So yeah, the theories are maybe they're all upset because they've lost like their child. Maybe they are trapped and suffering too. There is one more theory that I had, was that maybe it is, like when the Forgotten Tribes and things are taken over, maybe it's their souls. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Question from chat for Harathia from Lashas. Would Harathia be okay with a group of tamed hellhounds acting as guard dogs for the keep?
That would be totally awesome. Could you imagine? Just either side of the entrance, that'd be so kick-ass. That'd be wonderful. Obviously, they're called hellhounds and things, so there might be a moral dimension that someone might need to open his eyes to, but instinctively, oh yeah, get him in.
But I have a question. How would, for Simon, which is like, how would Bran feel about that?
Well, Bran's not a guard dog, but anyway.
How would Bran feel about seeing Harathia's enthusiasm for hellhound guard dogs? Is more to the point.
Exactly.
I think it's easy to say he would not be happy. But we'll see. We'll see if that comes into actual dilemma. Question for Zamar. What was Zamar's fury all about last session?
What was
Zamar's fury about?
On one, it was mostly that he couldn't control the situation and that suddenly he was like got this corruption just spilling out. He was just so incensed by it because it doesn't matter from the planning or whatever. He was being super careful. Everything was planned. He'd laid out all of his equipment. He knew all where it was, and he'd placed it all there, put everything into place, and then suddenly this stuff is pouring out of him, and then suddenly this woman floats up out of the pit, and he was absolutely incensed by it and just wanted to take it out on something, and he rarely lashes out. He rarely lashes out. He normally thinks very, very carefully. But yeah, instead he was just like, right, I'm going to do something about this and throw something at this woman. And then, of course, in true Zamar fashion, it passed straight through her head and didn't make any difference whatsoever. So yeah.
That was the dagger.
Yeah, the dagger. Sorry, that's what I meant.
Yeah, the dagger did that.
Yeah.
Question for Kevin. Final question for the evening for Kevin. Has Samita ever considered getting a pet?
Oof. No. That would be something that could be used to hurt her, so no. I don't think so. At least not recreationally. Maybe something useful. But that would be less of a pet and more of a tool that she could use. You know, like a messenger bird or something. But no, she would never give something an attachment like that, because that's dangerous.
Not a hellhound, then.
No.
What was that? Sorry, Miss Harris?
Zamar shifts uncomfortably.
Question for Matt. Final question for the evening. Would Adalbert ever consider wearing a hat?
I mean, if the sun came out more, then I think he'd probably have to avoid just constantly being burned. But it would be an awfully stylish hat if he did. No, I think Adalbert takes great pride in his appearance and the way he comes across. And I think his kind of golden copper hair is very much a part of that.
Mm-hmm.
It's as kind of shiny and wondrous as he is. So it would be a shame to hide it in that sense.
Very true. Question for Mads, final question for the evening. How lucky does Alithia feel making friends with Adalbert, considering he shares her fascination with animals?
Oh, Alithia is so grateful and lucky that Adalbert is a friend, not just for the animals. Like, obviously that's like the bonus because, hey, that's something really interesting and wonderful to talk about, and it's a different perspective. But like, Adalbert is more than a friend. Adalbert is like family. Adalbert is one of the few people who accepted her as she was, warts and all, crazy, weird, awkward, and all. And like, he's just wonderful. Because not a lot of people can do that. A lot of people are very, very judgmental. And for someone who's so kind of like conscious of how he comes across socially, and someone who is also like, you know, very intelligent and has read a lot and kind of has understanding of like how these things would impact him potentially, the fact that he'd go ahead and do that and just, you know, be there for her despite that is incredible.
All right. Final question for the evening for Horathia. If Bran could speak, what one question would Horathia want an answer about?
You're assuming he's curious enough to ask him, you know, those sort of questions. It's like what did you just eat when he's licking my face or something, you know. It's not deep. It's not
whatever first comes into your mind at the time. Yeah, okay, fine.
Basically, yeah. Yeah, sorry.
No, that's good. Final question for Zamar and final question of the evening. Zamar didn't show much emotion when Samita got hurt. Is this the end of a short romance?
Oh dear. Zamar doesn't show much emotion when anybody gets hurt.
You're saying there's a chance.
Oh no.
All right. Well, I think
on that note,
we'll finish the Q&A. Thank you again for joining us. Any shout outs, Mads, you want to make for before we finish?
Oh God, I've just been out of the loop. Thank you to everyone. Thank you so much for joining. I think people have been interacting with us on our Twitter, and I have not been watching it or responding because I have not been wanting to be spoiled. I'm sorry, it's a little bit selfish, but I will get to you all. Also, I was working this weekend, so there is that. But thank you so much. Thank you for all the wonderful people in the Tabletop RPG project. Thank you to all of the other kind of fellow creators who help support us. Thank you to wonderful audience members who make this all worthwhile. And obviously, big thank you to Hope for TTRPG Discord, where there's some lovely people there who are always very supportive. And most importantly, thank you to the wonderful Kevin, Chaotic Stupid Media, for being like such a delight and a pleasure to work with and be on this stream. He's absolutely incredible, and he has his own stream where he's absolutely awesome. And we've got some people in our chat who are also on it and are absolutely awesome, and they're great RPers, and it's just so much fun and so much like, you know, yeah, the world is completely different, but like in its own kind of richness. And I will stop fangirling.
Thank you.
And I will let Kevin speak about it. But it's really great. It's really, really great. You should go watch it. Tales of a Dare.
Tales of a Dare, yeah.
Got there in the end.
5 p.m.
Sorry.
British time. And thanks also to Barnack and Kira. Sorry, I've forgotten Barnack's.
Milosh.
Milosh. Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry, Milosh. Milosh and Kira for joining us for the stream. And I'm going to raid DM Bador because he's raided us a few times. It'd be nice to throw back to him. So DM Bador is currently streaming Dead by Daylight, which is a cool game, I'm sure, although I don't know it. So if you don't know it either, then you should definitely go and check him out. So we'll start the raid on that, and we'll see you next week at the same time.
Yeah, take care of yourselves and
8
take
p.m.
care of each other.
Yeah. And watch Tales of Deer on Sunday.
Bye. Yeah.
That's it.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.